Hi and welcome to video number 8. This is a series of videos on WordPress website development for absolute beginners course. In this video, you're going to learn how to make your website mobile responsive. In the previous video, I showed you how to build your home page. Now, if you missed that, I'm going to give a link right up there as well as in the description down below. Click on that and watch that video. In this video, you're going to learn how to make that page mobile responsive. And once you know how to do that for one page, you'll be able to do it on any WordPress website using Elementor Page Builder. So let's dive in. So here we are. This is the dashboard. You already know that. This is the front end, and we use the Elementor plugin, which is a page builder, to build this beautiful web page right here. Now, this is wonderful on a desktop. What about the tablet PC and on a mobile device? Will this website look as good there? That's what we are going to check. So, in order to get into the edit mode, you'd have to hover over right up here where it says edit with Elementor. Click that. Alright, here we are in the Elementor section. You will see the properties on the left and the canvas on the right where you would edit widgets and columns and sections. You already know this. I want you to pay attention to the bottom bar right here. The fourth icon from the left is called the responsive mode. Now, on the responsive mode, you'll notice the icon of a computer and a mobile device. So that represents the responsive mode. The moment you click on that, you will notice that there is a gray bar that will appear now up top. What is highlighted is the PC icon. What that means is right now we are looking at the website from the PC's perspective, from a desktop perspective. Okay. As I scroll down, it looks great to me. I have no problem. This is wonderful. I'm going to stick with it. Now, what I also want to do is obviously take a look at the responsive mode. Is my website as good looking, as user-friendly on a tablet PC and a mobile device? So let's click on the tablet one first. So if I look at it right now, it looks great. I like the text right there. I like the brand name. The spacing is great. I love the background. Then comes the other services. So the columns are all right. It's very readable. So that's the whole idea. When you make your website mobile responsive, it should be easy for users to use. The text should be legible. If there is a button, it shouldn't be too hard for people to click on that. If your button is too tiny on your tablet PC or your mobile device, it may not be that comfortable for users. So you want to make your website as comfortable to use for your users. These images look great. They're just perfect in terms of text as well. This is also good. Text is fine, legible. The button's all right. I have the images. Now here, this part, I'm not very happy. For example, when you look at the tablet perspective, the video looks all right, but the text seems to be too large. As you can see, the text testimonial seems to be too large. So what I'm going to do is click on this pencil icon now, right here. And the moment I click on that, on the left side, you will see it says edit heading, which is wonderful. But I want the font size to be reduced a little bit for tablets. So what do you do? Well, for styling the font, to change the font size and color, you'd want to go to style. That's where we are. And in here, if you look at the typography, you could click right there. And what you could do right here is, as you look at the size of the font, right next to that, I want you to pay attention to this, has the icon of tablet. As you hover over, you will notice it says tablet right there. So what this means is, when you are on Elementor Page Builder and you're in the responsive mode, you change the font size or the font color or other changes that you would make on a tablet perspective right now will not affect how that text will appear on the desktop. Now, if you think about it, I told you from a desktop perspective, whatever I've done, I'm already happy. That's done. We are going to set that aside. What we are currently working on is for the tablet. And when I reduce the font size, it applies only on a tablet point of view. If users use your website on a tablet, the font will reduce or increase in size based on what you do here. And of course, also there is another one, your mobile perspective, which we will look at in a little bit. All right, so let's go ahead and decrease the size of this font a little bit on a tablet view. Now, if I did this, it becomes too tiny. It's not really legible. It's not easy for users to read the testimonial. So that's not helpful, is it? So what I did was I just clicked on this button that says back to default, and it's all back to default here. So if this is the case, how do you fix it? Now this brings me to how you could manipulate the entire columns and sections if need be on a tablet or a mobile perspective. So let's do that. So what I want to do now is, instead of having the text and the video on the same section horizontally, I want to keep just the video up top so that it takes the entire width of this screen right here, this part. And below that, I'll have the text testimonial, and that'll take the rest of the space underneath the video. Okay, so we're going to make both of these 100% full width from a width perspective. All right, so let's go ahead, click on this column right now on the video. When you click on that, on the left side, you'll be able to edit the column. And remember, this is only from a tablet's point of view. And if you notice right here, column width, I hover over and it says tablet. Great. Here, you just want to type 100. So when you type in 100, you'll notice that the video takes up the entire width of that part of the screen, which is wonderful, which is exactly what we want. And the text, which was on the right side, has been pushed underneath. But again, if you notice, it looks not very cool to look at. You just got to do the same thing. It's very simple. Click on the column again, and on the column width, turn that into 100. And remember, we are on the tablet perspective. And there we go. We have the video up top, and at the bottom, we have the text testimonial. Very simple indeed. So column width, turn it into 100%. That way it takes up the entire width. Looks a lot better now. I'm sure you agree. The location and timings, all great. Maps looks great. The timings and the weekdays, all that is absolutely fine. All right. So that is it. All you got to do now is on the left side, click on the update. Let's do the same thing from a mobile standpoint. I'm going to click here on the mobile perspective, scroll all the way to the top. Now, if you notice, this requires a little bit of work, right? Because MI CrossFit, the spacing is a little too much. And between the headline Best Gym in Bangalore and MI CrossFit, that seems to be less. So I want to increase the space here, the margin spacing, if you remember. There's negative margin spacing, so we'd want to reduce that. And of course, I'm going to reduce the line height between MI and CrossFit. How do we do this? Let's take a look. I do want to change the negative spacing on the MI CrossFit, the brand name headlines. So click on that pencil icon, edit, and on the left side, head into the advanced section. And as you notice, there's margin, and then there is the mobile perspective. As you hover over, it says mobile. Reduce this negative space so that there is enough spacing. All right, I like that. That's fine. And also what I'm going to do is get into the style section and get into the typography. And in here, I'd want to work on the line height. Let's see if I can do something with the line height. There we go. I like that much better. Let's look at the text editor. Click on the pencil or the edit icon. Again, go into advanced section. All right, I brought that to 0, so it looks great. Best Gym in Bangalore, MI CrossFit, and this right here has enough space. Maybe, just maybe, I would want to increase the font size a little bit. So again, head into the style for increasing this font size. And the button looks beautiful. What I also see is that the space between the button and the section at the bottom, there's not enough space. So I'd want to increase the space a little bit on the section. So I'm going to click on section, go into advanced. Anything to do with spacing, you'd want to get into advanced section. Under advanced, you can do this little padding. At the top, there is 64. What we've got to do is add a little bit of padding at the bottom. Looks good to me. I've added 30 padding right there, and now this looks beautiful. Let's look at the next section, services. We have one image, text, image, text, image, text, image, text, and so on. Looks beautiful. I'm not going to touch this section number 2. Section number 3, we have the image, then the lead form. Now what I want to do is I want to move the lead form, this form right here, above the image. Why? Because right after this, there's some more text. So I want the image sandwiched between my lead form and the next section's text. That'll be cool. So again, you don't have to drag and drop and all that. It can get messy. Don't do that. Instead of that, just take a look at this section, inner section, click that, and head into the advanced mode. Please pay attention. When you go into advanced mode, you'll notice that there is a responsive property right there. Under there, if you notice, you'll notice the first one is reverse columns on tablet or reverse columns on mobile device. Now you may choose to do on both of them, or right now, if you remember, we are looking at the mobile perspective, so let's go ahead and do it on mobile. The moment you toggle that on, just a matter of turning that on is all you got to do, and the lead form now appears up top and the image right underneath, and now there is text. So there's a flow to it. It looks a lot better. Okay. Now also what I did was, if you look at this column right here, that's the carousel, if you remember, the carousel of images of the gym. You may choose to hide this on a mobile device. Okay, again, just like we did before under responsive section, advanced and responsive, there is an option where you could hide this entire column. If you hit that, you'll see that grayed out thing with lines across. It means that that's not visible for mobile users. Now you may want that to be turned off or on based on whatever your choice is. I'm going to keep it on. That's okay. Scroll down. I have the video. That's great. And then all these are automatically made responsive. So I have to just make few tweaks really. Elementor does most of the job for you. Just a few minor tweaks and your website is going to be mobile responsive. All right. Now this text looks to be very big from a mobile perspective. So I'm going to reduce the font size. In order to do that, click the pencil icon, edit on the left side, get into the style mode. And remember, we will get into the typography. And also remember, this is only from a mobile perspective. Right now, the font size is 35. I'm going to reduce that. So 20 is what works for me. For you, it could be something else. Give it a try. Whatever makes sense to you, go with that. All right, there it is. I'll click update. So now if you notice, your website is not only looking great on a desktop, it's looking great on tablet as well as a mobile device perspective. And lots of people will use your website on their mobile devices. It's important for you to pay attention to these things. Now I want to look at a preview. When I do the preview, I notice that the logo is tiny, really. On a mobile perspective, the logo looks very, very small indeed. So how do we fix this? Once you update it, you can head back to the dashboard, go to the dashboard, appearance, and then customize. Hover over the logo, click on that pencil icon, edit, and there we have it. Now in here, if you look at it, we have the logo width. You see, as I click on it, it's giving me the desktop perspective. That's how it looks like. And if I click that icon again, now I have it in the tablet mode, tablet perspective. Now this is where I'm going to increase the logo size like so. And then again, I'm going to click on this to look at it from a mobile standpoint. Again, I'm going to increase the font logo size like so, and then publish. All right, now you know how to make your WordPress website mobile responsive. Very simple, wasn't it? Using Elementor Page Builder plugin. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel so that you will be notified of the next videos. In the next videos, I'm going to show you how to design your about page, services page, contact page, and more. Don't miss it. Stay tuned. My name is Manjunath, and I'll see you next time.